That's for on the microphone.
How good does it feel being back home hosting Elite Eight, having this team there, especially after last year's disappointment?
Priceless in every way, right? The benchmark that Mark Krikorian created was Thanksgiving at his house on Thursday and a Friday home Elite Eight game. And we're able to do that. We were able to do that in my first 2 years here. And then the way last year played out was gut-wrenching. And we had to chew on that for a year. And then obviously we thought that if we were fortunate enough to be at this stage, we'd be going to South Bend this week. And so to be back home in sunny, beautiful, warmer Florida, and then playing in front of our amazing fans it's literally priceless.
You talk about that second half. Obviously, you guys went up with the goal from Mimi at the break, but you get the second one, Georgetown starts pressing, and you're able to get that third. How important was that, and how impressed with the response from the team were you?
Yeah, we talked a lot of going into the game about just mentality, right, and being the tougher team, both physically and emotionally, and dealing with tough moments. And it was so big to get a goal before the end of the first half. That sets a tone going into the locker room. And then we came out with that energy in the second half, and then we're 2-0 and should be going away at that point. And then, made a couple mistakes and kind of let them get a little bit of juice and rhythm. And now all of a sudden we're in the fight of our lives. And so that third goal, obviously, just it got us the game back, and then we were able to hold on for those final 12 minutes. So much like being back home, that goal, literally priceless.
I think when Mimi had the nosebleed before she came back in and scored a goal, looked like might have been Taylor Suarez. I can't remember exactly who was vocal with her teammates. What has it been like in the tournament as far as players having kind of that focus in game to make sure everybody's on the same page?
Yeah, we talked in training on Saturday, the day before the Georgetown game. We challenged our players. We said, guys, this is it. This is win or go home, win or season over. You got to have the gumption to put yourselves out there. And Taylor Suarez, so glad you mentioned her. She has just grown so much. Yes, on the field, so impactful, but just in her own self-confidence and willingness to put herself out there. And so that's a tough moment. Mimi Van Zanten, very important player for us, has to leave the game. And so who's going to galvanize our team? Who's going to lead our group? Who's going to lead our team? And so it's moments and plays and situations like that that championship teams need.
What has allowed Ohio State to get to this point?
Yeah, they're that team that, and you see it in all sports, right? It's kind of like, I remember the story of VCU men's basketball. I don't know what year that was. It was a long time ago. They didn't watch the selection show together, and I think Ohio State knew they were in the tournament, right? But there was probably a little bit of doubt, right? They were, I think, mid-30s, maybe RPI, maybe high 30s. I don't remember. And they got in, and it's almost like a little bit of free soccer, and they go feeling little pressure at Georgia, and then obviously they go to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame, I don't know who was the overall number 1 seed. It was either Notre Dame or Stanford, and they knocked them off, and they defended at a very high level. They gave up their first goal in the NCAA tournament in very late stages of their Baylor game. They've only given up 12 goals in 21 games. So they're very organized. They have great size as a team, very well coached, have a lot of older players, a lot of all Big Ten team players. It's going to be literally and figuratively a tall challenge for us.
Following up, Coach, like you said, this is a team with 2 clean sheets so far in the NCAA tournament and 1 against Notre Dame. Basically through 90 minutes and 2 overtimes. Just tactically, defensively, what are they doing that's making it so difficult to find the net?
Yeah, organized. They stay in spaces. They clog spaces. They don't let teams. It's very hard to get behind them, and that's Notre Dame loves to get behind teams. And no real clean, free, or limited clean, free, good looks. Notre Dame had 36 shots in that game, but only I think 5 or 6 were on frame, right? So, you tell your team, right? And even sometimes when we man mark certain players on set pieces, even if they get a head on it, it can't be a clean head, right? It's got to be disrupted. And so they're a very disruptive group. And then they have phenomenal goalkeeping. Their goalkeeper was the goalkeeper of the year. I don't remember whether she's a senior or a fifth-year senior. She's tall. She's got a big presence. So it's a collective thing. They're playing in a 4-4-2, and they don't really sit in. I mean, they sat a little deeper in that Notre Dame game, but I think that was the kind of the shape that the game took. But like I said, they are organized, they're cerebral, and they don't get pulled out of many places or spaces.
Anything else?